What's going on, Canes fans, and welcome to episode number 1 of Walking and Venting with Coop. Now, in case you're new here, this series is exactly what it sounds like. It's literally me walking along the edge of my property and venting about a hot topic when it comes to the Miami Hurricanes. And I know some more of you are probably also scratching your head because you're thinking, Coop, shouldn't this be episode 13 or 14 because this is a series you did last year? And you are correct. But I feel like what we should do is every season we start the episode number over, start at number 1, because I'm going to do this series for a long time and it would be hard to continue to keep up with it. And also, when I say hot debatable topics, I truly mean it. We're going to discuss things that maybe not everybody wants to talk about because it's a touchy subject. But what I want you to know is down in the comment section on these videos, you are free to speak your mind. And you're allowed to do that anyways on my channel, but especially in this series. Nobody is going to judge you. And I mean, if they do, then so be it. It's a judgment-free zone. You're allowed to say whatever you want, whether people agree with you or disagree with you. And I think I have a pretty hot topic for this one. Are Canes fans being too harsh on Mario Cristobal and this staff and the team after week 1 against Bethune-Cookman? And what I mean by that is I'm seeing the fan police come out loud and proud on social media, kind of arguing with fans who are saying, hey, I'm not impressed with the things I saw from the defense against Bethune. Hey, I'm not impressed with this specific player. I want him out of the game. I can't believe that we hyped up our tackling and it wasn't really up to par for me. Just giving you guys a few examples of what I'm seeing online. So what's happening is there are other fans that are saying you are being negative and this is literally one game. You have to give this team time. You are not a true fan. So are the people who are being a little extra harsh and critical of this team not true Miami fans? Well, the first thing we need to do is look at the official definition of what a fan is. And speaking of, by the way, have y'all checked out the Coach Coop merch store? You guys need to check it out. First top link right there in the description. We got some new t-shirts that are absolutely fire. Some very unique game day gear. That's right, I'm putting a plug in the video, man. I saw the reflection in the phone and, man, you got to check it out. Anyways, let's see what the actual definition for a fan is. A fan is a person who exhibits strong interest or admiration for something or somebody, such as a celebrity or sports team. So my opinion, believe it or not, is going to be that I'm arguing for those people who are being super harsh and critical of the team and this coaching staff. It does not make them any less of a fan than those of you who are super positive about everything and always trying to have a positive outlook when it comes to the team. Because here's another example that I want to give you. There's a large portion of the fan base that says Coop is not a fan. They say that the Miami Hurricanes fan base does not claim Coop. I'm not part of the family, and it's because sometimes I upload some funny, cringy, corny videos. Like, you guys know, that's kind of my shtick. That's kind of my thing. It's what I do. It's what I'm known for. It's just my personality, and that carries over to the channel. Does that make me any less of a Miami Hurricanes fan because there's a certain portion of the fan base that thinks I'm not cool enough to be a Miami fan? Absolutely not. Nobody can determine if you are or are not a fan. Also, no one can determine how big of a fan you are. There's also a large portion of the fan base that believes if you don't live in the state of Florida, there's no way you could possibly be a real, true Miami fan. My counter argument to that is your location also does not determine if you are a fan. That's the craziest, stupidest thing I've ever heard. You have to understand that sometimes people have obligations that keep them from living in Florida. I mean, maybe their job. Maybe they have to move. Maybe they have to live somewhere specific for whatever their career is. Maybe they are watching over a sick family member. Maybe they have family in general holding them back, keeping them living somewhere else. And just anyways, what does living in Florida have to do with being a Miami fan just because they're based in Florida? If anything, I might argue the opposite, that somebody repping the U in Canada is a much bigger fan than somebody who can literally just pop into a Walmart in South Florida and buy Canes gear, or lives 30 minutes, down the block from Canes wear. It's a lot tougher for them to find that gear, and they're repping the U all the way up there. Or as for me, I live in Tennessee, right? I don't live in Florida. Fans tell me all the time, Coop, you're not a real fan. You live in Tennessee. The good news is you don't determine if I am or am not a fan. So let's get back to, I got off track a little bit. Let's get back to talking about people being a little harsh and critical of the team. I saw a lot of people saying, I can't believe we let an FCS opponent put up almost 350 yards on our defense, calling for guys to be benched, some specific players, which I'm not going to spotlight them or throw any shade at those guys. You see the post online. But my argument here is those people just have a different outlook when they're looking at the team, right? So they are doing this out of love for the most part. There's always exceptions, right? But they're doing this out of love. It's typically constructive criticism, and maybe they just don't know the best way to deliver that, right? Whenever they're posting on social media. Some people don't have a way with words. But my thing is they just want to see the team get better. They're rooting for the Canes, right? They're repping that orange and green through the week and on game day. They're in the stands, they're yelling and screaming at their TV. So yes, they are just as big of a fan as you are if you only have positive takes when it comes to the team. You try to be, optimistic about everything. But just because they are harsh and critical of the team, it does not make them any less of a fan, because they want the same thing you do, which is a Miami Hurricanes national championship. They just might have a different idea of how to get there. And to be fair, they could counter and say that by you being always positive and optimistic, that no big changes will be made. You just kind of will step back and say, it's okay, you'll do better next time. When the reality of the situation is this coaching staff is going to be super critical. And I understand that we're in different positions. We're fans, we're not the coaches. But at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with either mindset. Neither one of those people are any less of a fan than each other. And either one of them can say that the other is not a fan, because it's not up to them to decide. Only you truly know if you are a diehard Miami Hurricanes fan or not. And there's also the argument that some people aren't as diehard, and that's okay too. Some people aren't keeping up with recruiting in the off season. Some people just show up and watch the games on Saturdays and can't even name more than 5 of the players. Does that make them less of a fan? No, it doesn't. I saw people posting where they were asking people for score predictions, and they were like, I don't know, maybe for Bethune-Cookman 20, Miami 24. Like, you see what I'm saying? It doesn't make them any less of a fan, though, just because they don't watch a ton of football. It doesn't matter. They are all family to me. If they say they are a Miami fan, they are family to Coop, period. So this is kind of an interesting episode 1, because typically we're going to vent about things that revolve around the team specifically, right? So some things that maybe happened that we didn't like, or we argue about some calls by the refs, or we argue over a loss and why and how we lost it. But we took care of business against Bethune-Cookman, and it wasn't perfect. It wasn't pretty all the time, and there are definitely some things we need to work on, most importantly on the defensive side of the ball. But in the future, they will be a little more focused on that. I really just wanted to take some time and discuss this whole fan police thing and what makes a fan and what doesn't make a fan. So at the end of the day, I just want you guys to comment and let me know how you feel about this. Do you feel like those people are less of a fan if they're super critical and harsh all the time when it comes to the Miami Hurricanes? Or do you feel like the people who are always positive and optimistic, are they less of a fan? It's okay, you can voice your opinion, you can disagree with me. Just because I come on here on this platform and tell you guys that nobody can tell you if you're a fan or not a fan, doesn't mean that you have to agree with my opinion on that. But I'm telling you right now that I will stand firm in the paint when I say that nobody on this planet can tell you if you are a Miami fan or not, and nobody can tell you how big of a fan you are. Only you truly know that. So continue to be critical of the team. I think that it's a good thing, honestly. Maybe just change your wording a little bit sometimes, but if that's just how you are, if you're blunt and straightforward, then you know what? Don't change it. Be you. Because we need the different types of fans in this fan base, because we're all different. We're each unique, and I love that about this Miami Hurricanes fan base. And man, I just noticed, like, I don't know if y'all can see that up there. Man, I love that field of just kind of like purple, I guess, wildflowers. I don't know. I love walking around out here. It's a rainy day, so we're getting a little soaked, but we don't care. We just balled out yesterday, so we're in a good mood. We're having a good time enjoying ourselves out here, being out in nature, not cooped up in the studio. But please just let me know down in the comment section. I know that I ranted and rambled a little bit in this one, but to me, the people who are super critical, Miami fans. People who are super optimistic and positive, Miami fans. Doesn't matter where you live. If you're a Miami fan, you say you're a fan, you rock the gear, you're rooting for the team on Saturdays, you're a Miami fan. All family to me, just the same. I don't view them any different, even if we have different approaches when it comes to the mindset of the team. It is what it is. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. These will continue to get more and more juicy throughout the year, guys. And who knows what's going to come up, what type of topics we're going to be discussing over the coming weeks. We got Southern Miss coming up, and then, of course, week 3. It's about to go down, bro. It's about to go down in College Station, man. I'm so hyped and excited. I'm so happy that college football is back. Feels good, man. It feels good. Appreciate you guys for watching all the videos and showing me some mad love on the channel. Until episode 2, guys. Remember, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I gotta say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.